Hey there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate you being here. So this one is a little bit different than what I normally go for. Basically the Nord Stream pipeline going through basically right next to Sweden and Poland, that little strip right there of the, that big pile of water. That blew up the other day. Sweden reported some seismic activity that equated to 2 large explosions, and then the pipeline leaked. If you're not familiar with what's going on with all that, basically Germany is completely reliant upon Russian oil, natural gas, excuse me, and Italy is also, I think, 40% reliant upon natural gas from Russia as well. So I had been speculating in some of my other videos, and also just personally in general, that the Russians may probably at one point in time wait till the winter seasons to kick in, or it starts to get colder, and then cut off the natural gas to these particular countries as a form of basically blackmail. So here's some interesting things. The whole reason why I'm bringing it up on my channel now is because I've heard shockingly little about this, and this is a big deal. I mean, probably pretty sure most of you are familiar with like Watergate. This is much bigger than Watergate. This is kind of a big one. I think history might remember this later on down the road as being kind of a tipping point. So a couple things. First of all, it's the first incidence of there being what's called kinetic conflict outside of Ukraine. So it's bordering to well, I know Sweden is. I don't remember if Poland is a NATO country. But basically, there's an Article 5 tripwire that if one of the other European allies is attacked, then all of the rest will come together and attack, which could escalate into nuclear conflict, which is not great. So, yeah, to say the least. Anyway, yeah, it's amazing how little that's being talked about it, but also it's interesting. So the timing is intriguing, as well as who could have potentially done it. Sagar was breaking this down in his monologue today. I'll link that video in the description when I'm done streaming. But the real kicker was that Russia could potentially benefit from it because A, it's a way of retaliating against Europe, especially since Russia has overstepped the bounds of being able to be graced back into the economic community because of the action that they've done and threatened everybody, the world, with nuclear weapons, and threatened everybody to like back off unless. So that could be a way of retaliating against that, but also it could be a way of preventing them from being sued in the international market for stripping well, Europe in general, but specifically Germany, off from the natural gas resources. So that's one theory. Another theory is it could have been America. I mean, or pretty much any of these other neighboring countries. Like it could have been Poland, it could have been Sweden. Doubt it's Sweden, but it could have been Poland or any of the other European nations to basically put a corkscrew to Russia to make them look bad. So the other thing is that if America would have done it, America stands to gain a lot financially. So it makes Russia look bad, but also Europe has already said that they're going to turn to America for natural gas resources. So natural gas in America will go up. By the way, AM, Antero Midstream, it's the natural gas company for Denver, Colorado. They pay out one of the highest dividends. They're currently under $9 right now, which is a fantastic deal, especially if things go to the way of Europe coming to American companies for natural gas. So every natural gas company in America is probably going to go up in value. That's a good bargain. So they're typically around $10. $10 is their normal average price. So to be below that is a really good steal. They typically spike up to around $11.65. By the way, none of this is financial advice, just my own personal observations. I would definitely like to buy a lot more AM right now if I had the extra cash. So anyway, that's a little tidbit, but it's pretty much what I got to say about all that. Is it's intriguing. It's curious to see who would be involved with it, how any of my efforts to, the purpose of this channel, the 3 bills that I want to pass, how they could benefit this situation or correct it. Basically, I'd want to look into the Anti-Corruption Bureau, which is one of the bureaus that I want to form. Actually, it's the only bureau that I want to form. All the rest is basically going to take the bureaus, federal bureaus, away from the federal government and redistribute them amongst each of the 50 states. So the Anti-Corruption Bureau would look into something like this to make sure, like, hey, America's not the one who's doing some kind of shady business, some kind of like CIA ops or something like that. So because America does have a history of doing stuff like this in the past, quite a bit. So anyway, that's all I got for now. So really appreciate you being here. If you stuck around this long, thank you so much. But also, I'm thinking about adding like super hot sauces to all of my videos or something akin to that. And I basically have to do the same thing I'm doing now, except I have to lead with eating a nacho chip covered in, well, not covered, but has a decent amount, a painful amount of hot sauce on it, and then do my live stream. And I'm not allowed to drink water or milk or anything until after I've finished giving my thoughts, and then, you know, go from there. But anyway, I'm gonna do that if this video gets 20 likes. I know that's not a lot, but you know, I'm a tiny fledgling channel. I need to shoot realistic goals, but goals nonetheless. So anyway, appreciate you being here. And as always, stay classy.